My brother, who's 7 years older than me, played trombone, and my mom, when I got to the point where beginning band started for me, my mom wanted me to play an instrument as well. There were two options: play beginning band or be involved in like this elective course that chose a different class every 2 weeks, and kind of you got to learn a lot of different things. And my mom said, if you're going to be spending time learning something, you better spend the entire year learning it, not just learning something for 2 weeks. So she kind of forced me into beginning band, and it's definitely not something I wanted to do at the time, but I'm very grateful now that seeing where I am now. I grew up in Los Angeles, and you know, the movies are a big part of the life and culture out there, and I loved watching movies, and French horn always had the best music parts in movies. John Williams writes really, really well for horn, and he kind of wrote music for a lot of stuff back then. And so anytime I'd go to the movies, I'd be like, I love that instrument. You kind of just drawn to the sound of the French horn, because it can be romantic, it can be regal, it can be aggressive. It kind of can cover every known emotion and color, probably more so than any other brass instrument. I ended up getting into Chicago College of Performing Arts here in Chicago, and got an opportunity to study with Dale Clevenger, who was principal horn of the Chicago Symphony for almost 50 years. And at that point, I spent like 2 lessons with him, and I was like, oh, yeah, this is definitely what I want to do. And kind of happened really quickly. I don't remember when my mind changed from wanting to go from transferring into a different department into wanting to become a professional musician. It was just kind of working with Dale and seeing the Chicago Symphony every week, and being kind of enveloped in the arts scene in Chicago, which I didn't really experience in this small suburban town in Los Angeles that I grew up in. I've known the piece and I've worked on the piece since I was 13 or 14 years old. But yeah, I don't think I've ever actually performed it, let alone in front of an orchestra. I've only performed in front of an orchestra one other time. French horn players don't really get that opportunity very much. So I'm thrilled to be able to present it in front of an orchestra. With any composer, you kind of get their personality injected into their music. And with Strauss, it's no different, but you kind of see the trajectory of how he used to write when he was young versus how he used to write when he was older and more mature as a musician and as a person. And Strauss's first horn concerto was something that he wrote very young for his father, Franz Strauss, who was a horn player as well. And you can hear kind of this brash and young and kind of teenage Strauss saying, here I am, I'm going to be here for a long time, look at what I can do, kind of thing.